Hi guys, in the last tutorial we looked at how to use distinct keyword, distinct keyword or distinct command. And this is useful for just like a refresher, a quick refresher. Distinct is used whenever you need to return distinct data because usually your table would have uh, repeated data. So if your requirement demands that you need distinct data, this command is handy. So a quick refresher would be, let's do select all from our employees table. So select all from employees. If I run this, I have all the data. But in a situation where, for instance, let's look at this column, department column. If I say select department, select department from employees. Let's see how many records this will return. We have 1000 rows affected. So if I scroll down, you see we have 1000 departments. But if you look at this department column, we have sports, we have tools, we have clothing. Here is another sports. Here is another clothing. Here is another phones and tablets. So my point is we have a repeating department. But what if I just want to know the number of unique departments without repeating it? That's when this is handy. So I can just say select distinct department from employees. And now let's look at the number of records. We have 27 rows affected. So if you look through this, you're not going to find any repeating departments. One pharmacy, one children clothing, one camping, one games, one beauty, one computers, tools is going to be unique. It's going to be distinct. So, but for the focus of our tutorial is how to look at, let's say for instance, let's do a quick select star. Let's do a quick select star from employees to see all the records. Okay, these are all the records that we have. But let's say you have a requirement that needs you to transform the column name. Okay, so employee ID is the column name, but maybe I don't like it. I want to change this column name. Okay, or I want to change maybe gender. I want to change it to sex, or like that. I want to change first name to my name, or whatever you want to change it to. Or I want to change hire date to maybe employment day. Or I want to change, what else can we change? Maybe first name to staff name or something like that. That's what we want to look at today. So the command or the syntax you need for that is easy. So I would say select employee ID from employees table. Let me run this. So select employee ID from employees, and we have this. So if I don't want this name in my output, I want to change it on the fly, then I can just say select employee ID as, then give it an alias. So this is called aliasing. What we are looking at in this tutorial is called aliasing. That is how to alias your columns in the table. So I'll just say select employee ID as, then give it an alias, give it the name that I want. Maybe I want to change this to employee number. So select employee ID as employee number from employees. Now we have employee number. So this is really handy when you need to do some kind of cleansing, data cleansing, or data transformation. That happens a lot because usually the names we have in an enterprise environment for table columns are usually long names. Sometimes they really don't meet requirement. You want to change it to something more meaningful, something more readable. That's when you need to use this aliasing. Okay, so let's see what else we can change. Maybe I also want to select first name. Okay, maybe I also want to select first name. I can just put a comma here, and then my second column, first name. I can select first name as maybe employee name. If I want to select hire date, I can say hire date as maybe employment date. And gender, I can select gender as sex. Maybe last name, can select last name as staff name. Whatever alias you want to give to it, it doesn't matter. My point here is just to let you know that you can alias table name. Now let me quickly do a select tab before we run this query. Let me do select all from employees. It's good to be looking at the table while we do this. So select all from employees. So these are the columns we have. So we want to change the names of the columns. Running this query will not change what we have in the table. It will only change it in your output for your report, but nothing has changed in the table. The names will remain. All these names will remain. You are only transforming your own output. Okay, so now by the time I run, I want you to take note of what happens by the time I run this query. You see that employee ID will change to employee number because that's the alias I'm giving to it. First name will change to employee name, last name to staff name, hire date to employment date, then gender as sex. All this from employees. So let me run this, see what we have. Okay, we need to put a comma here. Yes. So we have comma here, comma here, comma here to indicate the number of columns. Let's run this and see what we have. Boom. See employee number, employee name, staff name, employment date, and sex. But if I come back here and run select all from employees, the name is still there. This is not changing what you have in the table. The table is still there, nothing is changing. This is only changing in your output, in your report. And so you can just copy this or maybe export this to a spreadsheet or wherever you want to use it, or maybe connect, export this, connect it to Tableau or wherever you want to use this for visualization or wherever you want to format this for reporting. But what you have in your table remains. To prove that to you, let me run select all from employees. See, we still have what we have. So this is only changing on the fly. It's not affecting the actual column name that we have in the table. Now, there are two ways to do this aliasing. If I remove has and leave it like this, if I remove has from here remove it from here. Let's see if this is still going to run. Okay, I removed the has. So I'm just saying select employee ID, employee number. First name, employee name. Last name, staff name. I added employment date, gender, sex from employees. Let's see what this will give us. It's still changing. So it means you don't have to use the has. You don't have to. If you want, you use it. If you want, you don't. But my personal preference, I like to put it, is more readable. It makes more sense because it happens that your colleague might want to use your query. You might want to send this to someone. So personally, I like to put as all the time. But either you put the has or you don't put it, it's still going to run. It's still going to work. Okay. So we have looked at how to alias our column name in this tutorial. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.